Hello, welcome to the studio up here at Vark. I'm Sam Douglas. This is my 10 months worth of paintings that I've done as a kind of attempt to map out the places I've visited over the time I've been up here, and it has been mostly in the area of the Cheviot Hills, which borders Scotland, and Kielder Forest, and I've tended to really focus on a lot of ancient sites that I found through various researches of books, maps, etc. Maybe with a focus on this rock art, which is quite a distinct feature of archaeology in Northumberland. Cup and ring marks, which carved onto sandstone outcrops. This one is in a place called Old Buick, and yeah, they're quite abstract. So there's no real consensus on the meaning, which is quite refreshing. And yeah, I tend to go out on these cycle trips or walking trips. I'll camp out, make drawings in felt tip like this. And yeah, I try and immerse myself in the kind of experience of the landscape by getting out in the wind and the rain and the midges and all the rest of it. And then when I come back to the studio, I've got something to fix the kind of the reference material in my memory to feel, you know, some connection maybe. And the Cheviots definitely do have quite extreme weather, even in the summertime when you're out. Trying to camp out on top of this hill fort here. This is called Woden Law, which is an Iron Age hill fort. And yeah, the wind just comes out of nowhere, and you know, it's an interesting place, especially if you're coming from the southeast where everything's privatised and all the rest of it. You can get up on the hills around here and you won't see anyone all day. And I like that freedom. I like the way the landscape has been hasn't been farmed intensively, so you can still see these old stones that have been there for many thousands of years that haven't been broken up or put into, you know, or cleared from fields. So yeah, so for me the Cheviots are quite an interesting place, and Kielder on the other side, it's something else, and that's kind of quite interesting because I don't really want to make just romantic paintings about the glorious Neolithic, etc. I actually really quite like this kind of monumental artificial blocks of pine in a way as a subject for painting. So I did quite a lot of paintings of the Three Kings, which is a small stone circle that was planted in amongst Kielder, and just recently they've harvested a lot of the trees there, so you can now see the view across to the Cheviots from there. And that's not far from here, from Vark, so I could cycle out there in the evening, hang out there and do some drawings and just kind of absorb the place. So I've done quite a lot of different versions, and I'm interested in very much different approaches to using like the materials in quite an odd way. So the varnish or the resin that I've put on this has bubbled and done various other things, and then I paint over the top of that, and things start to build up and kind of get a bit out of my control, and then I can sand back into it, maybe like to reveal previous other overpainted elements. And that's the pattern I take with a lot of my paintings. I like to kind of see what happens with the materials when you kind of pour too much on and it forms a skin, and then things start to wrinkle, etc. Or various reflective elements, like in this. And this one as well, this is extremely reflective with a strange sort of resistance that's gone on with the surface, which has made bubbles. This is a local landscape just down the road, a drove road. That's another element around here, the remnants of old agriculture. So when people used to drive the cattle to market, I guess over long periods, there would be a whole network of drove roads, some of which go over the Cheviots, are very impressive. So again, I've done quite a few versions there of the same image. That's another one of Woden Law, which was just in my sketchbook. You can see the hill in the background there is Woden Law with a standing stone from a cairn in the background, in the foreground. Another standing stone there, again this is in the same area of the Cheviots. Bit of a burial character there. And a few more, and I think I've gone over the time, so I will end it now.